Welcome to Redmond's Forge. Today, first in line, my Death Star day at LEGO Store Grafton Street, October the 1st, 2025. I still can hardly believe it. I have the new LEGO Death Star, Star Wars 75149. I showed up at the LEGO store on Grafton Street before opening this morning, determined to score the newest Death Star set. And as luck and planning would have it, I was the very first person to emerge from that store with one in hand, or on my back. Yes, you heard that right. Not only did I walk out with the new Death Star, but I walked out first with the new Death Star. I also secured the gift with purchase TIE Fighter, the Halloween gift with purchase. Picked up the Christmas Gingerbread AT-AT, or AT-AT, it was released today also, and 3 LEGO GameBoy consoles. In doing so, I also netted 2 more gift with purchases for Halloween along the way. It was a bounty worthy of a celebration. And yes, the Death Star is massive, it's awesome, it's heavy. I ended up carrying it on my back like a haversack. A few passerbys gave me a few curious glances. One said, "That is a lot of Lego." I can't blame them. I looked delightfully absurd, but also extremely pleased. Below, my impressions and mini reviews of each set from today's haul. I'll admit, one of the things that drew me to be first in line was the sheer spectacle of it. The box itself is colossal. As Jay's Brick blog notes in their unboxing coverage, the box is absolutely massive, with a sleek all-black 18 plus design. The outside box still uses regular cardboard, which makes it feel a bit flimsy. It would have been nice for stronger reinforced cardboard material. LEGO did give me their strongest bag to carry it in. Even so, lugging that thing on my back through the streets of Dublin was an adventure in itself, a visual statement. There's no subtlety here. One of the most talked about changes and controversies is that this new Death Star is not a full sphere like earlier versions. Instead, it's a cross section, a death slice, that lets you see into multiple interior rooms at once. LEGO designers have said that this approach was intentional. It allows for more interior detail while reducing the depth required to display it, and I love this shape. I have the other Death Stars, and it is nice to have this new shape. That said, the flip side is that it's a little bit less dramatic from certain viewing angles, especially the rear. But the back was not prioritised in design because LEGO expects many people will place it against the wall. This new set has 9,023 pieces, making it one of the largest LEGO sets currently, and it retails for €899.99 sterling, €999 and $999. By comparison, the older Death Star 75159 had a spherical design and was around 4,000 plus pieces. Because of this scale, display becomes a real factor. The new model is very wide, very tall, shallower in depth as a slice, which gives it an imposing presence on any shelf. But what are reviewers saying? On the plus side, it's impressive interior detail, especially rooms with scenes from A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, a wealth of scenes to explore, and the scale is almost overwhelming in the best way. On the downside, the back is relatively bare, the model feels hollow from certain viewing angles, and the build doesn't always feel as connected as one might hope. Rooms are somewhat standalone. Price is a sticking point. At this cost, some fans are questioning the value versus other sets, or what the piece to price ratio really brings. Build times is non-trivial also. Reviewers are estimating it's 22 hours of continuous building, more or less, with breaks to get it done. But all told, for a collector with shelf space and a passion for Star Wars, it's a showpiece. It's perfect, it's bold, and yes, once built, I've very little doubt it will dominate any LEGO display, including in my office and at Redmond's Forge when it's moved there. Because the new Death Star includes a gift with purchase TIE Fighter with Imperial Hangar Rack, set 40771 for a limited window, I got it as well. This TIE Fighter and Hangar Rack set is fun and complements the Death Star display, but it's not heavily lauded as a standalone showstopper. Some will critique as follows. It feels somewhat small and less detailed compared to what some fans expected in a GWP at this scale. However, many agree it feels more complete when paired with the Death Star, like a micro accessory that enhances the presentation. In my view, as part of the launch package, it's a welcome extra. It's not jaw-dropping, but it adds value and gives you something extra to display. I've also been able to look at all the mini-ship collection from LEGO Star Wars, and they fit in there too, in an awesomely spectacular way. Also released today, the Gingerbread AT-AT, set 40806. It leapt off the shelves and into my cart. I confess, holiday-themed Star Wars sets are a weakness of mine. Jay's Brick blog and Kevin from Block Party UK give it a thumbs up. It's recommended, especially if you enjoy Christmas-themed LEGO or want a light-hearted seasonal Star Wars display. Brickset mentions the minifigure as a highlight. The gingerbread patterned Darth Vader with icing decorations, sprinkles and all sorts of festive charm. It may not be massive or dramatic, but it's delightful in concept and execution. A fun display piece, especially during the holiday season. I also snagged or bagged 3 LEGO GameBoy console sets. These are charming builds that appeal both to nostalgia and modular display potential. This Game Boy build is a fun play or display set with precise replica features, dials, screens and themed elements. It's great for combining with other games console displays. It doesn't dominate, but it will carry visual interest and I expect it to sell out fast. As it's a new release and trending, which means it's a collector's dream, and to have it as a first edition set in your collection will be awesome. By picking up 3, I can keep a sealed display set, and in buying these it triggered additional Halloween gift with purchase eligibility. Alongside the Death Star, the AT-AT and Game Boy sets came the Halloween gift with purchase as mentioned. Think pumpkins, spooky detailing and a playful seasonal vibe. It's a fun little add-on that the kids will love helping to build, and one of those pieces that adds a bit of October magic to the display shelves. Walking out of the LEGO store with that gargantuan Death Star box strapped to my back felt epic, like I'd carried a piece of the Empire itself. I got looks, compliments, double takes, but more than that, I felt like I'd seized the moment. First in line, first to carry that set into the city, first in what I hope will be many photos and videos with it. There's something almost ritualistic about that. Being there at opening, seeing the shelves stocked, being handed the big one first, as others filtered in behind me, I think I carried not just bricks but bragging rights too. As I build each of these sets, photograph them, video, and place them in my display, I'll write deeper reviews and share build time photos, but for now, mission accomplished. The haul is real, the shelf space is already screaming for reinforcements. Well, thanks for watching this episode of Redmond's Forge. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment down below, and we'll see you next time for more LEGO content. And me probably still going on about this LEGO Death Star. Bye!